Welcome to the History Law channel. You join me here today in the wonderful Greenwich Park. Now you may remember we've done videos before about Green Park and Richmond Park, two of the royal parks they are. This is another of the royal parks. This is the one that used to be the hunting ground for the Palace of Placentia, which is where Henry VIII was born in 1491. So we're going to have a little wander around today, and James has got his trusty camera with him, and we're going to just tell you all about the lovely Greenwich Park. Welcome to London. At just over 180 acres, Greenwich Park is the third smallest of the royal parks. Originally a hunting ground for the old Greenwich Palace, then the Palace of Placentia. The estate reverted to the Crown in 1427, when Henry VI gave it to his uncle, the Duke of Gloucester, and the park was first enclosed in 1433. In the 15th century, the park was used for hawking, and Henry VIII introduced deer to the park. The park was used in the 2012 Olympics for the equestrian events and is one of the starts for the London Marathon, which was first run in 1981. Inside the park, there is this very ornate Victorian bandstand. There's also the statue of General Wolfe, who appears elsewhere on this channel. So this is the Queen Elizabeth oak. Dates from about the 12th century it was first planted, and it has strong associations to the Tudor royal family. There are stories of Henry VIII dancing around it with Anne Boleyn, and it's said that Queen Elizabeth I regularly took tea under its leaves. The park also lays claims to Roman temple ruins. The first Roman temple was established in the 2nd century, and until the mid-20th century, some old bricks were still visible. Sadly, no more. But there have been 3 architectural excavations, 1902, 1979 and lastly in 1999, and over 500 coins were found, 2nd to 5th century pottery, anvil bones and fragments of painted tiles. The Romans occupied Britain from 43 AD to around 410 AD. There's also the Motherstone Fountain. Built in the mid-1800s to resemble a Neolithic fountain, it was originally a drinking fountain, but the water pipes were cut when the water was unsafe to drink. As it's made from Priscilli bluestone, the same as the inner circle at Stonehenge, it has become a symbol for pagans who sometimes leave crystals and other trinkets. So the last thing we're going to look at today, technically not inside Greenwich Park, but just outside, and that's just over my shoulder, and that's Vanburen House, or Vanburen Castle as it's known as. It was built by Sir John Vanbrugh as his family home, and his most famous creation was Blenheim Palace, that was a seat of the Dukes of Marlborough, and that's where Winston Churchill was born in 1874. So let's have a quick look at John Vanbrugh's life. Vanburen Castle was designed by Sir John Vanbrugh as his family home. He wrote 2 very outspoken and argumentative restoration comedies, The Relapse in 1696 and The Provoked Wife in 1697. Both have become stage favourites, but originally caused a great deal of controversy. In his career as a playwright, he often offended many sections of 18th century society, not only by the sexual explicitness of his plays, but also their messages in defence of women's rights in marriage. He was attacked on both counts. Vanbrugh was knighted in 1714. As a young man and a committed Whig, he was part of a scheme to overthrow James II and put William III on the throne, and at one point in his life he was imprisoned by the French as a political prisoner. In architecture, he created what became known as English Baroque. His work was as bold and as daring as his early political activism and marriage-themed plays, and that too jarred the conservative opinions on the subject. Vanburen Castle is thought to be the only asymmetrical house built in Europe during the Renaissance period. It looks lopsided, as Vanbrugh added a wing in 1719 after marrying Henrietta Yarborough from York, who was nearly 20 years his junior. The house itself was purchased by private individuals in the 1970s and turned into 4 private dwellings. So that's it. That's Greenwich Park in a nutshell for you. Oh, incidentally, last year, summer 2020, part of Vanburen Castle was actually up for sale. And I think it was a 4-bedroom part of it, one of the wings in the turret, and it was yours for £2.5 million. Would you live in a Grade 1 listed building? I certainly would, but there you go. Thanks very much for watching today. If you do enjoy these videos, then please do subscribe. And if you want to see when videos are uploaded, there's a notification bell just down below. And if you want to see what we do outside of these videos, then please go to historylord.co.uk, see about a walking tour of London, or have a look in the description below about Last Line Films, and that's James's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you very soon. I think a cup of tea is in order. Don't you, James?